this talk. And this is very unique concept designed and decided by Pasha's Research Consulting, by our Director Sir, Shekharji. We have been thinking of conducting this. We are traveling across India, visiting so many universities. And since I am on the boards of many bills, BOS and all, so I have been discussing this for many years now, 15 years. But this new education policy came into existence in 2020. When Corona hit, it was everywhere people are talking about it. But what is it?
Skill is nothing but implementing the knowledge put into practice.
Okay.
It is rather knowing than doing.
Knowing than doing. Okay. So practical aspect.
Practical aspects.
Great.
This is something like which is more important in your day-to-day life.
Exactly.
In any sector, any domain it is rather. Okay, you should know the subject.
Yes.
That's called skills, right? So if you don't have skills, you can't do anything.
Wonderful.
Right? So whatever it is, say for example, driving. If you don't know the driving, you can't drive it.
Yes.
So that driving is also a skill. It's an art.
Certainly.
So skill in any sector or any domain, skill is more important for anyone.
Indian? Are you paying for somebody to use internet or is it indigenous? So Dr. Kalam used to say that it is high time that India had its own internet system, but thanks to all institutions, higher education, IITs, IIMs, nobody could design our own internet system. Still we are depending on others. But we say it is developed country, digital India. We are proud of our country, but when it comes to healthy comparison, we have to compare. Okay, then look at YouTube. 72 hours of video content was being uploaded in a minute across the world. That was 2013. Then I will show you later what is happening now. But that is just because we are talking about these printed books. Everything will go digital. 22 years ago he said. And he motivated me to take up that topic. That was my PhD topic. Okay? And no university cared for that topic because internet users were just 10%, I think. Hardly 10% in India in those days. 2000. 2001, you remember. And university was there enough to take up that topic. But my guru took up. Because by then he had visited Sweden and all. He said, after 10 years, somebody in America or UK says this is a concept. We say, array, we know this concept. But did you patent it? Did you publish it? Some 4 or 5 years ago, some fellow went in American court of law taking one neem tree. He said, patent it. It is mine. Neem tree, sir. Neem ka patta. Vapor jet in Telugu. Somebody wanted to patent in America. Then one fellow in the International Court of Justice, maybe Geneva somewhere, Indian, filed opposite counter petition. Then he said, sir, even in Lord Hanuman's time we had neem tree in India, sir. How can it be American patent? Then somehow it was not done. Somebody went with turmeric, they wanted to patent. Turmeric, sir, even my granny used, maybe her grandmother also used. Just by using that multani matti and natural turmeric, my grandmother used to be Miss Gully. That's why somebody takes it to UK, US, anywhere. Appreciate those countries for some matters, but in this matter, our fellows didn't do what they had to do. So that's where the research is taking back seat. Okay, coming back to this. This is the MOOC system we have now. In India, still it is existing. UGC has given approval and some faculty members are designing digital academic resources and they are uploading. But how much it is done? Assessment has to be done there. In journals or in PhD, whatever you want to do. Right? But in what type of journals are we publishing? CARE journals list is there. UGC has given CARE journal. That list keeps on changing. Some are removed, some are added. So each faculty supposed to, or research scholar is supposed to publish something. In CARE, that is India. Then comes your Scopus, Emerald, so many agencies are there. World class publications. But how many Indian publications will see a place in that? That we have to work out. Now, e-learning is there, present education scenario, MOOCs is there, Prime Minister's spouse. Yes, sir. बोलिए.
On school level, we can conduct programs on skill development, critical thinking skill, problem solving skills, some tasks and goals, small tasks should be provided to all them.
For teachers.
For teachers, for students.
So for this call Swiggy, food comes. Okay? And you go to mall, you need not go to mall, just call or Flipkart something, that will come. But to that mall, where from it is coming? That connection is not.
You don't know.
They never visited a farm field, they never met a farmer, they don't know what is happening. So
Village
some-
people they know, sir. Village students they know.
village students they know, but these are criminal.
He is paying monthly 2,000 rupees per
Yeah.
school fees.
Yes.
He is not pay everything.
That's why the rural urban divide is there, sir, always. And in metro cities it is horrible, they don't know anything. And in US, UK, you see this generation who are Indians. They are neither Indians nor Americans. So some mixed culture is there. And the moment you start talking about India to NRI kids, they get bored. Okay. So they forgot their roots. So now all my NRI friends say our kids never talk about it. Others can't. Okay, sir. So we were talking about attitude, personality, no? That comes from here, sir, actually. The brain. Anybody, sir, please. Feel free to talk about it because time is less and tomorrow with brain, anything can happen. You never know. For example, adaptability and resilience. Is it visible? I am reading for you. The top right corner, adaptability and resilience. It is expected in many jobs nowadays.
Adjusting with colleagues.
Colleagues, yes. Not only colleagues are adjusting with family members,
Family members.
adjusting in the society, adjusting in the
society.
office, adjusting in the traffic, so many places that adaptability is required.
That is the best.
They don't have that. Once we think of being comfortable, that is no mistake, but more comforts will give you a problem. Then resilience, that determination to be on something. If you take up something, you finish it. If you have accidental interest or by mistake you want to prefer, just look at it. Kahana Singh is an engineer. He lives in UK or US somewhere. But somebody asked her one question in America or UK somewhere. Madam, you Indians study a lot and a lot of knowledge is there. And you work so hard and come to even America, UK to work and to get some extra bit of money. But why your country is still clumsy? That was the question asked her. And that made her take up research. Okay? This is above the frontiers now. Okay? There were 3 universities. I don't know whether relics are remaining. If I get a visa, I would like to go and see. One is near Peshawar, it seems, and somewhere you can't even enter. Our Chanakya Kautilya traveled all the way from there, and they were visiting professors, like me now, visiting so many universities, and creating mighty leaders like Chandragupta Maurya. Kautilya created Chandragupta Maurya, you see. And what was that? Was it not skill development? Was it not leadership development? So it was there. And if you go to central India, somewhere here, Madhya Pradesh, near Ujjain, where Mahakal temple is there, that is nearly touching the Capricorn. Capricorn or Cancer? That line. It is existing on exact. And it is on 0 magnitude. That's why it is called Mahakal. So there, Bhaskara was living. Bhaskara is the person who talked about calculus. There is a lacuna. Somebody didn't work on that. Somewhere historical gaps are there. And that is thousands of years of history, sir. Let us think of the future. What can we do now? We didn't preserve so many things. Traditional wisdom was not preserved. I'll show you evidences. I did a lot of research on that, where the wisdom has gone. But you can also find out and take up some research where we can embed all these things and find out a better future for India. That is the thing. So you can look at the source. One of our speech is there by Sahana Singh on YouTube. Check it out, sir. And being an engineer, I don't know what motivated her to come back and study all these things and bring out a book also. She wrote a book, Ancient Indian Wisdom, that may be available on Amazon. Now these are the facts, sir. A large number of Sanskrit manuscripts were carried to China either by Chinese scholars or by Indian scholars hired by Chinese kings. In those days, thousands of years ago. If you want to refer, look at Raj Vedam. Write down the name and check. Raj Vedam is a historian. He found out. I quote him here. Then some Indian scholars, Kashyapa, so many names are there, sir. Dharmasya, so many names are there.
Sir, Raju.
Raj Vedam.
Raj.
Rajvedam. Raj Vedam is a historian, sir. All these are available in the net. If you patiently search, you will get it. And he says, Dharmaruchi, scholar from southern India, lived in China for 20 years, 693 to 713 CE, Common Era. Some people call it BC, some call it C. And translated 53 works into Chinese. Now you go and claim the copyright, you cannot get it, sir. Because we all believe that copyright is right to copy. The meaning is different actually. And where from you will get the evidence? 693 BC. Where will you find the evidence, sir? But that when travelled from India to China. And it is published evidence. Right.
Your mindset is your health.
Yes.
First of all,
Correct.
your attitude is your health, because your BP, your sugar levels, everything act with your BP, means your mind.
Correct.
So I know few clients who has visited there and disappointed also. Means I have a less percentage of knowledge about her, because I am busy with my work.
I know, correct.
But I heard about it, sir. I just want to give a.
Also, I don't remember, but my friend was telling he had some neck pain and all. Nowhere it was pure.
Even
but
though
she
the High Court judge, which today is her birthday, I am going to visit her
Very nice.
in the Dasballa. She went there personally, and there is no much results. And I think she has visited more than 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
But few medications will work for so many people.
Correct.
We can't
Homeopathy
we can't judge and we can't do it. But something is there, but it will not work for everybody.
So, thank you, ma'am. That's a very good input. So, that traditional wisdom traveled from India to China. And Raj Vedam quotes all these things. So many things are there which were, because they are talking about research, they are talking about skills, talking about upgrading education. The roots are there. And what else can be done to preserve at least few of these types of wisdom? How can we bring them into current education system? These things are to be. So, Putan Siddha became president of China's official universities, colleges and higher educational clusters, knowledge hubs. Now, all of your academicians are different fields. Tell me how many higher educational institutions are transformed into multidisciplinary universities? Then clusters of knowledge hubs. We know T hub, V hub here, but knowledge hubs they are talking. It means several universities in one region should come together and create a knowledge hub. That is the expectation in national education policy. I don't know whether it started or going to start. We have to discuss and decide. Then rationalized institutional architecture for higher education. Rationalized, that is the highlighted word. Then comes research intensive universities, teaching intensive universities and autonomous degree granting colleges. Because they said, they felt actually, 1 year study, you should give the student one certificate. If they want to leave, exit, they can. 2 years study, give them a diploma and let them multi-level executive. 3 years, UG degree. 4 years, integrated PG. Like this, you have to revamp the syllabi and adjust everything, timing, scheduling, everything. Mammoth process, not easy. But that is the implementation challenge now for all the accreditations and administrators. Then see research intensive university, holistic education. That is the whole thing I am thinking of. New education policy says we have to think of this holistic education and bring it into force. And still universities are struggling. Which type of syllabus, what should be kept, so that this holistic thing will come. So tell me with your experience, how do we bring it? Okay, one more thing is here. Integrated exposure to science, arts, humanities, mathematics and professional fields with flexible curricular structures, creative combinations, integration of vocational education. This should happen. Then undergraduate degree, either 3 or 4 year duration, multiple exit options. I already told about it. Then diploma after 2, that's okay. Bachelor's degree also okay. Now see, 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's program, preferred options. Academic bank of credit. Established, which would digitally store the academic credit earned. Multidisciplinary education. Here holistic, here multidisciplinary. Then interdisciplinary research. So 3 swords are on your neck, sir, now. Welcome to India. So school, junior colleges, then higher education, PG, PhD. Again it is coming to existence through National Education Policy 2020. Now these are the top 10 skills expected, sir. I was asking initially, what is skill? What are the skills, existing skills? Had it been students, I would have done that, but you are all learned people, seniors who are not doing that. Now this is what Einstein used to say, sir, always. Read the quotation below. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Einstein, quote unquote. And look at the fellow examiner sitting there. He is taking the exam of these and tell.
Failure is perfection.
Sir?
Failure is the first step of.
Yeah, choose one person from there and tell me what do you find, what do you observe there.
Albert Einstein.
Sir?
Albert Einstein tried to invent bulb and failed 1,000 times.
Yes.
And every time he teach, this is not the process from which the bulb can be prepared or manufactured. Every time I learn the fact, this is not the way to manufacture a bulb.
Right.
Very positive. It didn't get a failure. Just every time he will start with positive mind and always.
Yeah, positively has been trying. But if. Yes, great. Yes, sir.
Sir, everyone feel that Einstein is more intelligent and more genius. But one of the person asked Einstein, sir, you are so genius, but he didn't accept that. So he simply says that, so I am not a genius, I am after a curious, that is how I become genius. So one who has a curious can automatically become genius.
Very nice. Anybody? Any other person? This lady, Oprah Winfrey.
Sir,
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Yeah, please, sir.
I am from Maharashtra.
Okay. Which place, sir?
from Nagpur,
Oh.
for Department of Vocational Education.
Yeah.
There is a regional language in Marathi.
Okay.
I made a trail videos, series of these successful people,
Okay.
10 successful people, all these. From Ratan Tata, from Dashrath Majhi, Oprah Winfrey, Walt Disney, in Marathi. For the student.
Translated.
Yes.
You spoke and recorded video.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
That is in Marathi, अपयशावर मात.
Right.
And how to fail, how to face failure.
Ah, great. Very useful.
All this.
And you are using it for your students.
Yes, yes.
Very innovative idea actually. Very nice. Yeah. So all these people, Beatles, for example, rejected by Decca Recording Studios, who said we don't like their sound. It was not even considered music. They said this sound we don't like. Beatles, such a famous band, you see. And no future in show business, they said. But later on they created history. And they visited Ramana Maharshi Ashram near Dehradun. That is at Rishikesh. Still you can see the relics there. Beatles Ashram, it is written there. I saw that. And okay, Einstein, Walt Disney, you see, fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. He was considered that he didn't have original ideas. Imagine, who can forget Mickey Mouse or Tom and Jerry? Such great characters, even elders enjoy, like children. Those characters were created, animated, drawn. See, 16 pictures when you draw, 1 second movement will happen. Right? That is a frame, I think. I still remember those classes. 16. So to create 1 minute, we used to struggle a lot in multimedia classes. And such a great genius, hours together cartoon show he created. And he was considered no original ideas, come on, you are fired. Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Now people make a queue to appear in her show. So many failures are there. So why I have given these examples? The question is, why did they fail? Is it because they really didn't have any knowledge or skill, or somebody didn't bother to assess them properly?
Assessment issue.
Assessment issue. That's what it boils down to. Having discussed so many skills, so many theories, ancient wisdom, present wisdom, policies, at the end, how are we going to assess? Is there any scientific model or any stick? Bhaiya, jara telephone bar, please. Yes.
Emotional feeling. That's why
So different types of knowledge,
knowledge and
skills. Intelligence is different, sir. In Telugu, prajna. The different types of prajnas are there.
So in today's world, IQ is not important.
Yes. Is it not too late?
Right.
सर हाई स्कूल में पहुंच गए बच्चे,
नहीं,
उससे पहले करना चाहिए।
बराबर है, मगर प्राइमरी स्टेज में क्या होता है,
प्राइमरी
उसका
हाँ प्राइमरी
1 to 5.
हाँ बोलिए।
उसका उतना डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता, उसकी उतनी क्रिएटिविटी रहती है, वो समझने वाला ये भी चाहिए ना, टीचर भी वैसा चाहिए ना।
टीचर बाद में आ रहा है सर, अभी फोकस क्या है, अपन कब पहचानेंगे ये बच्चे को इसमें इंटरेस्ट है, वही सोच रहे हैं पेरेंट्स।
सबसे बड़ा ये है पेरेंट का, हर पेरेंट को लग रहा है
पेरेंट्स सही है,
तो हर पेरेंट को लग रहा है मेरा बेटा डॉक्टर है, इंजीनियर हुआ, तीसरा कौन सा नहीं चलेगा।
नहीं चलेगा। 3 इडियट्स
क्यों?
स्टोरी हो गया।
नहीं क्यों? नहीं क्यों तो मेरा रिलेटिव का बेटा डॉक्टर है तो मेरा बेटा डॉक्टर होना चाहिए।
कंपैरेटिव
To identify the
कंपैरिजन।
become a craft.
ये दो ही इसमें बहुत स्कोप है, ज्यादा पैसा मिलता है, लोगों को पैसा।
So paisa is the criteria.
which are
Name, fame, money.
where are the money
हाँ बोलिए।
to
I
settle
have a
the
doubt, sir.
हाँ बोलिए।
What I have observed is, yes, the video says that everyone is creative, everyone is interested
Yes,
in different fields.
yes.
Right from the beginning in the school, how
Yeah, that is important.
important
All these aspects are important.
it is
Identify.
not possible with everyone to go with the creativity of each and every group of students.
Right.
That cannot be implemented.
So the problem is very big. But where do we begin? Yes, what? Primary school, for example. Even primary school, you go to Oakridge, Delhi School, Gursavi, irrespective of their names and brands. Is there an ideal school where children are given this? उसका मर्जी का करेगा. And there are some concepts like fifth basic skills, थोड़ा counting, थोड़ा words, थोड़ा ये, ऐसा schools भी.
That's
Ah, madam.
actually good things.
Good thing, na?
We should not put lot of pressure to the children.
Ah.
And children जो किसको एक बच्चा को maturity levels के वजह से उसका means I need to become a this, I
Yeah.
need to become this. Some people get maturity in certain age, and some people get maturity in different age. कुछ लोगों को after 20 years also they don't even get maturity. So many
60
ladies,
लोग ना,
yeah,
56
so
लोग.
many ladies has those problems.
Being a lady, आप बोल रहे
Yeah,
हो.
maturity levels comes from where we are standing. If it is a bad person also, if you are standing with a 10 good person, he will change or she will change 50%, not 100%.
Yes.
Maturity levels are very important.
Thank you so much. सर बोलिए. वीडियो देखें आप? You just skip. अभी कुछ नहीं सर, मुद्दा इतना ही है. What is the right kind of skill set to be improved? How to identify what the learner needs? क्योंकि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी बहुत बड़ा है. ग्रासरूट लेवल से स्टार्ट करना. That's what is the workout. ये चार्ट्स उसलिए मंगाया. पहले एक स्किल सेट फाइंड आउट करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव 5 or 10. I have shown some skill sets, but with your experience, this skill is required. Which level पे required? थोड़ा आइडेंटिफाई कर देंगे. That will become a draft plan. And on that I am developing some research papers, further research, book, कुछ भी बन सकता है बाद में. Individual or collective, anything can be done. Online, offline. Modes are different. But the conceptualization, the conceptual framework is important. Then schools, colleges, degree, bifurcate कर सकते. So let us identify 5 or 10 skills individually, which can be given to a learner. Learner बोलेंगे उसको. Student, even PhD वाला learner ही है. Student क्यों बोलते? Employee भी learner है. Parent भी learner है, बच्चा भी learner है. Let us identify 5 skills each. 5 skills अपना लिख लीजिए. A chart इच्छे हम వాళ్ళకి kind of what do you call intelligence. Then kinesthetic intelligence. It means movements. Some bodies are very flexible. They are good at dancing, gesturing, or acting. All that. That is a special kind of intelligence. So these many intelligences are there. But अपना education system में how many intelligences are में grow करने के लिए education में आ रहे हैं. उसको आप 2-3 स्किल सिखा के हो गया एजुकेशन खत्म. और मेजर भी नहीं करे ना. I have several other intelligences, but your test says only this. You are limiting or I am limiting. So as educators, trainers, teachers, administrators, we have to think about it. Okay, अभी क्या करना है आपको टास्क दे देता हूँ. There are so many things. Yeah. So what is happening because of all these things? We are stretched like this. Teachers. Between the past and present, teachers are stretched. Because you have to improve the skill set of teachers, because they themselves are not aware of so many other things. Subject में ठीक है, दूसरा चीज नहीं मान. पहले उसको सिखाओ, बाद में बच्चों को सिखाओ. So between the darkness and future, teachers are stretched and children or learners are riding on it. So that is what is integrating skills into curriculum. In 19 we did in Andaman. Then SARC countries conference was going on at Central University of Hyderabad. 13-14 we proposed one syllabus like this. 13-14 I did that. Then more theory and less practical in India. In India that is what is happening, sir. Few industry academia types are happening. And this is a long list. I will explain it afterwards. National reforms and international recognition for our Indian degrees. Why it is not happening? Because we have to do certain things. Then only international में आपको ranking आएगा. नहीं तो नहीं आएगा सर. And so many lacunae are there. And this was 16-17. So many nationalities you can see. I worked with them, I interacted with them, I wrote, I studied something. And this is Turkey, 15. Beautiful place, Turkey. And different mindset, different cultures, different people. So after looking at all these things, I was thinking what is happening in Indian education system. That made me take up these topics. And thanks to Prashas, they are also into research and they are trying to do so many things. This is my student actually from Myanmar. One Canadian agency is there, higher education teachers. I am nominated from India by that Canadian organization. We were training Myanmar teachers. And Myanmar unfortunately is under military coup. So internet is closed, they can't use mobile phone, nothing. So my student is unable to contact. She is an associate professor there, but very much interested in learning some skills and English language. Because it's a Buddhist country, a very poor country, and they requested, sir, we can't pay you fees, sir. 2 hours, weekly 2-3 hours, please teach us online, will be benefited, sir. So muft mein, I didn't charge anything. I used to take 2-3 hours per week. And how sincere, though she is a professor in a university, she wants to learn English. And 10 minutes before she used to be online, writing something, reading. After finishing also, I used to see camera, she is still working. Utna interested. But there are no teachers, payments for them. So online bhi chalega, sir. You can't afford to give fees, sir. Is it okay, sir?
Economics, political science. So इसमें skill, expected skills. So I have chosen negotiation skill. This is my expected skill from the students. So negotiation skill में activity group discussion. So the activity I have chosen that group discussion. The task is opinions, asking opinions, and they are agree or disagree. So whatever the result it is.
Group discussion में discussion होता है ना. Some people agree, some people not agree.
Okay. So this is my topic. And one more topic, one more expected skill also I have chosen, problem solving. So in that the activity is case study and group discussions. Okay. So इसमें task analysis and questionnaire method. Okay. Right. Critical thinking.
So, once the critical thinking, there was a skill. So, activity will be the technical understanding about the process. Okay. Then we can think over more about this of the box okay, the activity. The task is we need to go with the evolution process. So we can go with evolution process. We can get some activity on the understanding and go with the critical thinking. That is the skill for to identifying this activity and task.
Very nice. ఇప్పుడు మీ పోస్టర్ ఇట్లా పట్టుకోండి సార్ ఫోటో తీసుకుంటారు చాలా ఇష్టపడుతున్నారు అని వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైంది.
ओके सर.
अभी सर आपका फील्ड में कुछ है तो आप भी बता सकते हैं. ये स्किल जरूरी है, इसमें ये करना है.
आप आ जाइए.
रिक्वायरमेंट आप भी बता दीजिए सर, ये जरूरी है. ओके हाँ
Yes, it's going on.
It's engineering field.
इंजीनियरिंग
4 years bachelor course or 3 years diploma. Now the not expected. It is a skill oriented, innovative and creative. Yeah. It's using some complex problem solving on the top. And sir, I didn't explain what is cognitive
Cognitive flexibility. Brain to flexible work.
Oh,
Yes. Cognitive is brain.
yeah.
Understand.
Most important in engineering is creativity and of course using technology, design and programming.
Okay.
Using technology.
मतलब creativity भी चाहिए.
Creativity using nowadays using technology.
सर टास्क
Task.
एक एक्टिविटी करवाना है सर.
हाँ.
कौन सा एक्टिविटी करवाएंगे बच्चों?
Small project works should be there.
project work
Some
మనకు రాలే ఐడియా. ప్రాజెక్ట్.
critical programming or some.
It may lead to a trial and error basis also.
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
సార్ ఇదివరకు మనం క్రిటికల్ థింకింగ్ తీసుకున్నాం దాంట్లో ప్రాజెక్ట్
Yes.
Project work,
Idea.
project and
ఐడియాస్ వస్తాయి. ఐడియాలు.
Ideas.
People చేస్తా ఉంటే
Ideas,
మీకు
concept,
ideas వస్తాయి.
concept and launching.
अभी मॉर्निंग पूरे फ्री हुआ सर.
Concept and
अभी
launching.
अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. तो कितना आइडियाज आ रहे थे?
Sir, could you hold your
So
paper?
input,
Just I'll
output.
take a picture.
క్రిటికల్ థింకింగ్ లో ఇంకొకటి రాలేదనుకుంటే ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్ ఇది
Project work.
Thank you, sir.
యాక్టివిటీ వస్తే యాక్టివిటీ దగ్గర రాయించింది ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్
एक्टिविटी प्रोजेक्ट वर्क. उसमें टास्क क्या देंगे? अभी मैं प्रोजेक्ट वर्क दे दिया. आई हैव सम 50 100
We
स्टूडेंट्स.
need to do the some experiments.
और बिजनेस वाले मेरे एग्जीक्यूटिव है 100. एक एक्टिविटी दे दिया भैया अभी जाके बाजार में अपने को बेचना है. फॉर एग्जांपल एक्टिविटी प्रोडक्ट्स पूरा लेके जाके बेचना है.
Latest.
हाँ 1 मिनट. मार्केटिंग इज एक्टिविटी.
Yes, yes, yes.
मगर मार्केटिंग में टास्क क्या करेंगे?
उसके
एक
बारे में
बैनर
बोला।
बांधेगा, एक माइक में बोलेगा, एक डोर टू डोर जाके बोलेगा. ये एक्टिविटी है. सो एनी फील्ड you can plan like this.
Yes.
పర్సుయేషన్
Persuasion. Okay? You are BBA, no? So all these things are useful to you. I don't think college में सब
Nice.
किताब पढ़ो जाओ.
Applicable to all
MBA
the
इसलिए MBA का मतलब है मैं भी आया.
Maybe.
టెక్నికల్ సైడ్ సార్ ఆయా మెడికల్ నా టెక్నికల్ సైడ్
वो कंपनी एग्जीक्यूटिव रहते ना उसका ट्रेनिंग चलता हमारा. अरविंदो फार्मा है ना MNC है.
do the case studies, okay, and objective to how to make them on this critical thinking activity. That should be the objective here. So we do the case study for this, okay, and that how we can identify the problem, what to do for that activity, okay, and how to the outcome is knowledge. Okay, by doing this case study, we will get some knowledge about this, and attitude also makes sense on this because positive thinking all this can be there. When it comes to this evolution criteria, we can do this evolution by doing the assessment. Okay, how we can do this? The one-to-one individual assessment can be done for this, so they can come out. So by writing or what the if it is the class, I can do the Viva also, and I can do the written exam, written also.
Written test, oral test, Viva.
Viva. So based on that evaluation criteria, we can put the weightage of this. Okay, how much can be done for this?
50 marks, 100
50
marks,
or 100
whatever.
or what also. This is one.
Very good.
So that is the main objectives of negotiations.
So जाओ ना जाकर.
Okay, to develop good relationships among the people. Okay, that is also need to So outcomes means evaluation. Okay, evaluation. And then so I took a task. I took a task that is a questionnaire. So I prepared a questionnaire and gave to the people so they can answer. Okay. So finally.
Malish, ఆగు వీడియో తీస్తాను.
They developed the negotiation skills. Okay. So questionnaire is my evaluation process.
అంటే ఒక రిటర్న్ చేసి పెడతారు.
Written test.
ఎంత వెయిటేజ్ ఇస్తారు?
So weightage వచ్చేసి
30-70 weightage.
When we have a group negotiation process, when we do the group discussions, among our team, we can debate on this, what is it, which one is agreed, what will we disagree on.
Very good.
So based on that also, we can do the all criteria, we can fix it.
Okay.
Accordingly, weightage also can be done.
As per your requirement, you can build this. Yeah, very good, sir. Please come, sir. Medical and
I am Dr. Shubhadeep Sinha. I am a physician. I am also a teacher in pharmacology. I am a double MD. So in one of the universities, I am a faculty at a professor level, and also a PhD guide for many students. So I teach two subjects. So I am taking one subject. It's called medical pharmacology. It is not pharmacy.
Okay.
It's a second professional. So there are many
Post-graduation level.
No, I'm talking only of the graduation.
okay.
So in graduation there are there's a first professional, second professional, third professional, fourth professional. That's how classified. Each 1 year, and the fourth professional is 1.5 years. So the MBBS course is divided into 4.5 years. So this is the second professional, second year, which means, and so pharmacology subject. So any disease that needs to be treated, it depends on the medicines and the drugs. I'll make it simple. Drugs doesn't mean drugs of addiction. When we say drugs, it means medicines. Right. So the aim is to see that in this year, the student should be aware of the usages of the drug, the what we call the pharmacology of the drug, that is the effect of the drugs on the body, and then how the body treats the drug. It's called and its side effects, its interactions with other drugs when they are used together. Commonly, when you have seen in COVID, how many drugs will whenever a COVID patient given? Like a buffet of drugs. Right? So that there is an interaction between the drugs. So those all these are anything that the students learn here is useful for the practice as well. So as a students are expected, and these whatever I have written is as per the NMC curriculum. I have nothing more to add. Nothing.
National Medical Council.
National Medical NMC curriculum. We have to follow that in a very strict manner. So the first thing is that expected skill. So the thing is that in theory they have to understand the drug mechanism of action, and its how it works in the body, how it is metabolized in the body, and how it is eliminated from the body. So the drug doesn't stay in the body.
Yes.
Practically, they have to demonstrate the usage of the drug in healthy individuals as well as in patients. So these are the two practical demonstrations that they have to, the expected skills, and understand the usage of the drugs in different diseases, how in renal disease, in heart disease, all of that is understood. What are the tasks they are given? There are 4 levels of, there are theoretical, number 1. Second is problem solving. They are given actual problems in writing. Practical demonstration of certain practicals which are also specific. And usage at workplace, meaning at the clinic, at the OPD, in the ward, they have to demonstrate the usage of workplace. Objectives. The objective is to make the student knowledgeable for the usage of the drugs, pharmacological profile, able to advise the physician, the surgeon to have a rational usage of the drug, not overprescribed, not underprescribed, proper usage of the drug, and use the correct drug for the correct disease. Okay? And to ultimately have a holistic understanding of the medicine. So this subject is therefore very important. So outcomes are through internal and the final summative assessment. So formative assessment, summative assessment, which is a common thing across schools, across colleges.
Yes.
So formative assessments, it means there are internal assessments, which is theory and practical. Theory is usually of 100 marks or in 80 marks. It depends on the college. Practical also, whatever I mentioned, practical demonstration of the drug in the animals, in the human beings. So at various levels they have to demonstrate. Summative is through the university exam. It is a theory paper, 2 papers, and one practical, one viva. So evaluation criteria, there is an internal weightage and then, so there is whatever there is an internal assessment, there is an internal weightage. So in that, the student has to have score 50% combined in both theory and practical together. Theory and practical, individually they pass at 40%, but together it has to be 50%. But in university exam, 50% in theory and 50% in practical. That's how the evaluation criteria is, and they cannot be combined for total passing. So internally they have to pass, externally in the university exam they have to pass. So it appears that 50%, 40% it appears, but to get that 50% is extremely difficult. It's not, I mean, whatever 96, 99% students get in 12, they straight away come down in the first year to 50%, 60% will not have. The distinction is like a great thing. Only 1 out of 200 students might get it. So that is how I talked about one subject. I also teach diabetes, I teach medicine, but this is one subject.
Very nice.
कहाँ से हैं सर आप?
मैं हैदराबाद से
Across India, even abroad, anybody wants to contact, you can kindly talk to us.
What's today workshop session? So our skills are there. Okay. So how to utilize the skills? How to integrate the skills with our different functionals, different functionality, and what is that our top skills? Okay. How we can do the assessment of the top skills. Okay. So this is a huge topic, but however we learned a lot today, and by Dr. Kalyan sir. Okay, so it's a very useful session today, and we learned a lot today, and we can able to not 100% I can't able to say, but whatever so far I learned for this day today, I can able to apply at least 60 to 70% is applied to on our routine. My function is great to feel. I feel. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, sir.
Coming from BL College as a lecturer in English. So it's very happy conducted this wonderful program, faculty development, professional development program. So very useful for our profession. So whatever the profession we are, so particularly in the teaching profession. So teaching is also a skill. So number of soft skills are there. So practicing some skills, so important skills. So these skills we can apply to our profession. Okay. So actually we know, but so how to integrate these skills in our profession. So that we learn in today's program. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mission College of Education, Siddipet, at the principal at the college. Today's program is very useful to us, skill development program. We have to, what we are learning here, we have to implement in the colleges. That's why we are implementing this program. Thank you.
Very good.
Myself, Ujjwal Kotharkar from Nagpur, working under Ministry of Skill Development and Training. I am very much thankful for Mr. Kalyan for his valuable teaching and just guide us a valuable thought process and integrating challenges and solutions in integrating skills in higher education or technical education. It proves very beneficial for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity for the attending the challenges and solutions in integrating skills into curriculum. It's a faculty development program. It was an eye-opener for me because we are strictly bound by medical curriculum. Still we kind of learned a lot of things in a short while, and it was a good eye-opener. And I would be implementing them for my students while teaching. Thank you.